Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, one that's fueled speculations linked to a new Eminem album. And this time around, some believe this is the first conclusive evidence that points to a new Eminem album in 2023, and we'll get to this shortly, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on this quote evidence. Today we also have more from Benzino, who briefly spoke on his daughter Coi Leray, who defended Eminem a while back, and he gave his reasons for his daughter's choice to side with Eminem during their back and forths on the internet, and we'll get to this at the latter part of the video. So starting with what some believe to be directly linked to Eminem's upcoming album, it all started when Eminem collaborator White Gold shared a snippet on Instagram that was obviously linked to Eminem, a snippet similar to what Eminem did on MMLP2's opener, Bad Guy. Check it out.
Hey Slim, wanna get wasted? You got all the money in the world, I know you bored. No, but really Slim, you know you can have 2 million hoes when you tour, maybe more. Look, I thought you was a rapper. Besides the money, ain't this what you doing it for? Maybe I'm wrong. And as the world turns, you know the public is moving on from you, right?
And fans on the internet started going in, and before we get to some details that have been uncovered about this snippet, over on Reddit this sparked reactions like, and the quote, "as the world turns" reference, "what is this?" To which a user responded, "Slim Shady LP2 confirmed, eyes emoji." And think about it, if Realist turns out to be a form of Chloroseptic remix for Eminem's upcoming album, a prelude of some sorts like Chloroseptic was for Kamikaze, then brace yourselves people, Eminem may finally get cancelled for real. But seriously, while some are debating if it is White Gold or Anderson .Paak's vocals on the song, some are convinced that this is an album opener like Bad Guy was for MMLP2. The user expands, "This sounds like something M would have on an album or song intro. Interesting that it has a self-deprecating tone to it, which he has done in the past, and this was a recurrent point on other platforms. On IG for instance, on the report on this, more of the same. Sounds like an album intro." And now some users have put their detective skills to good use pro bono for the fans. Check this out. Did some research in regards to White Gold's story and DM'd Naza Beats, whose ad is seen in the story. He reposted a reel that an M fan account posted. I DM'd him and asked if it was for an upcoming White Gold song, and he liked my DM. I'd say odds are this is for part of an album, and for some this is what this means. Of course it is part of an album. This is probably the first real evidence that M has been working on something. Everyone has been tight-lipped. Usually, when hints are dropped, it is more likely that something is close. Another user expanded on this point. If it is an album, it is coming within a month, because they never give hints. If they are doing it, they won't let the hype go away. And it is more of the same on Twitter. Nah, this is definitely a part of the album, and the concept's gonna be crazy. Personally, based on the turbulence Eminem's verse on Realist caused, if Eminem doesn't hold back on the next album, brace yourselves. It's gonna be all-out chaos on the internet, if Realist is any indication of what's to come. But what are your thoughts on the snippet? Do we finally have something legit, as White Gold has got history? Like before Music to Be Murdered By dropped, when Eminem tweeted, "People think they want this problem till they get it," back in 2019. An unknown White Gold to most fans at the time dropped perhaps the first concrete evidence linked to Music to Be Murdered By with this, "They gon' learn." A few months later, and the world got to find out what he meant when Music to Be Murdered By dropped. Moving on to the next point today, Benzino has had a turbulent relationship with his daughter Coi Leray on the internet, which has been quite ironic because on his first Eminem diss, "I Don't Wanna," he rapped, "You disrespect your moms, B, you deserve a smack," only for this to happen to him 20 years later when Coi Leray dropped part 2 to Cleaning Out My Closet on him.
The day when I'm on Billboard, I'm on YouTube Top, I'm on Rolling Stone breaking all kinds of records, and this Benzino wants to come online and start with me, bro. Instead of being a father and just supporting from that side, you still want to be bitter. That's why you burn all your relationships.
The universe certainly has a weird sense of humor, don't you think? And Benzino recently spoke on Coi Leray defending Eminem during his rant about Eminem's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as Benzino was rage tweeting like this: "Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just like the Grammys. They have no respect for our culture, blackball hip-hop, and if you don't agree, you're racist, period, point blank." He kept firing in rage. So where's Nas, Eric B and Rakim, Kool Moe Dee, EPMD, Fearless 4, Fat Boys, Lauryn Hill, Lil Kim, Outkast, and the hundreds of other black rappers? Get the F out of here. And while he was raging about Eminem, his daughter shared this: "I'm about love, equality, respect, and forgiveness. I have nothing against Eminem. 25 years of my life. All I know is he's a very talented artist and actor. 8 Mile was great. Let's build bridges and get over them before you burn the bridge and burn with it." A direct shot at Benzino back then, and Benzino addressed this recently on Math Hoffer since she was asked about Eminem when she appeared on the show. Benzino stated, "I seen the Coi interview. When y'all brought up Eminem, I was like, what does Eminem got to do with Coi? Honestly. I'm like, Coi doesn't listen to Eminem, and no disrespect. See, when me and Em was going through that, Coi is trying to be politically correct at the time. Like, F that, I'm out here in my career. I'm not gonna be effing with this dude too, because that's how everybody felt. You know why I didn't have to feel like that? Because I was the top of my MFing food chain." So basically he's saying his daughter had to step away from him to avoid getting dragged down with him because she's got people she answers to, unlike him when he was running the source. And this is hilarious because even though he was at the top of his food chain, the end result is what Coi Leray fears. The world knows Benzino ended up dragging down the entire food chain with him, including the entire supply chain, everything, all because he wanted to take down Eminem. Coi Leray's wise to step away, not because she's not at the top of the food chain, but because she's learned from his mistake. Quote, "Top of the food chain still couldn't save Benzino from getting destroyed." But what are your thoughts? Tell us below. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.